They said he went to a Burger King drive-thru and ate too much. And he's out
That
with a
is
headache,
Debo.
with a sodium headache.
Chill-
Cue the intro.
Come on.
Minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome back, everybody, to the GetBack Podcast. I'm your host, Damian and Dusten, here with
Ayden Jones. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
and welcome to episode 29, 29.5. I mean, we were discussing
We
it.
can have a discussion about it. It's 29.5, but it's really 29.
It's
He put
29.
out some content last week, though, so
I did. I
it's
felt
up
like
to
it was
them.
pretty good,
It's
too.
up to them what they wanted to
I
say.
felt like it was pretty good, too. I hit on most of my picks. Today is episode 29 of the GetBack Podcast. Who is number 29? Do we have a number 29? You always have a plan
Kareem
for
Hunt.
us.
Kareem Hunt, when he changes his number 29, he's still one of the GOATs, even though he likes to
Whoa.
drop kicks sometimes.
Whoa. Enough.
That's real. Who else?
Enough.
Tell me who's 29. Exactly. Kareem Hunt.
I don't have anybody right
Okay,
now.
go
But
ahead.
welcome back to episode 29. This is the NFL special of the Get Back Podcast. And we have a lot of content for you guys
A
today
lot.
for
We're
NFL
going
ball.
to break it down because obviously, like he said, he put out some content last week, but we got some catching up to do.
We do.
We're going to go over week 6 first. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's totally
I
fine.
got
Let's do
just
it.
a couple of games in week 6. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions out
Oh,
to
I'm
start
ready.
out
Oh, I'm ready.
because it's somewhere that you have coming up. So we're going to get there later too. But big game in week 6 was the Eagles versus the Giants, which shocked a lot of people, including two of us who have to sell our podcast equipment.
And the crazy thing is I talked about it a little bit on the video that I dropped.
Yeah.
And I think I went back to, I think this is a bigger win for the Giants than it actually is a loss for the Eagles. And we can debate that.
I got to debate that. I'm
We
letting him
can-
talk out first.
We can debate that. I just think that Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, they're playing with a tremendous confidence right now. I think their pass rush has also been really good it's been good this year, but I think it's just been overshadowed by
It's
bad
been
quarterback play.
good. It has been good.
And listen, I don't think they're a playoff team, but it's something to build for the future that I think they can look forward to as Giants fans. And I mean, we look at the other New York team, the Jets, and they're just abysmal. So the Giants are definitely looking up, even with Malik Neighbors tearing his ACL. So that's always a good thing.
That's why I'm going to debate a little bit. Crazy game, let alone for the score. Obviously, 34 Giants to the Eagles 17. I'm taking this as more of an Eagles loss more than a Giants win.
And that's totally fair.
The Giants got a dub, obviously. The Eagles losing back-to-back games is something more special than just the Giants getting their dub. It is. They're losing their identity. And you could say it's going slowly. It's been since the start of the season. We don't know what their identity is. Every single good team has their identity. Tampa Bay Bucs, they have an MVP. Lions, they got some identity. What is the Eagles' identity this year?
I mean, with all their wins, you would think it's Dallas Goedert. I mean, and that's not good. And that's not good. I mean, I totally agree with where you're coming from. And there's both sides.
What
of the
was their
coin there.
identity last year?
Saquon. Give the
Saquon
ball to
Barkley getting the ball
Saquon.
25 times a game.
And him getting the ball 25 times a game, which then leads to they're going to run it. Oh, wait. They're throwing it
Not
to
even
A.J.
that.
Brown and Devontae Smith.
It gets so crazy because obviously now we know that they don't have an identity. Every defense, when they go on that field, unless it's the 1st and 10, obviously 1st and 10, they usually will give Saquon the ball. After that, they're most likely not going to give Saquon the ball right now. And I don't know what's going on. It could be a coaching thing, but it's got to be something that's got to be figured out to give Saquon the ball and get your identity back.
Yeah, I think we heard prior to that Denver game that he was dealing with like some knee issues. But I mean, listen, longer break coming off that Thursday night game. I expect him to actually have a big game against the Minnesota Vikings. So watch out for that for sure. And we'll get into that game
We
later.
can, but we still got to give the Giants some spotlight because I know later, like I said, we're going to talk about them again. Giants had a beautiful game. Cam Scatterbo and Jackson Dart coming out like the two frat babies and put on a show.
They did. And what really shocked me was that the pass rush of the Eagles wasn't able to be as effective. Listen, we always talk about how bad that Giants O-line was, but
you gave them time.
It really didn't seem like it was like that. I don't know if they're, and this sounds bad, but it almost seems as if they're playing harder for Jackson Dart than they were Russell Wilson.
And it's true. Like I said, I still got some more stuff to talk about that because it's some comparisons. But Jackson Dart, you can feel it with the energy. It's something different when he goes out on the field that the team wants to fight for. They want to fight for their QB, which is good to see.
And their secondary played tremendous as well. I mean, obviously A.J. Brown put up some yards, but to get that pick six to really close out the game, uh, I'm a big fan of Cordell Float, and
Uh-huh.
I like Adebo.
A
I,
Debo.
I like yeah, Adebo. He's a good corner as well. So I think they're building something in New York. It's
They
gonna
are.
take some time to manifest itself.
It
but
is, but I think that they're doing something that I think Carolina tried to do 2 years ago, and they're still in the process of doing. So I think that
I can
it's
see
a
that.
faster process. I think that we're actually seeing over there with Jackson Dart and Cam obviously in the back,
Yeah, because then keep in mind you get Malik Neighbors back next year, and
which is so big.
hopefully
Which
he's
is
the same receiver that he
yeah,
was. But
yeah,
I mean, even if he's 80% of what he was, he'll still
for
be a
sure,
phenomenal
for
receiver.
sure. It was another couple of good games obviously this week. I want to talk about one. Obviously, we had the Lions and the Chiefs, which ended in a kind of brawl, I guess you can say, with a bloody nose coming out. Forget that. What did you take out of the game? Well, obviously the Chiefs won at 30-17 over the Lions.
I was in complete shock that the Detroit offense wasn't able to put up as many points. And I don't credit the Kansas City Chiefs defense. I actually give more fault to the play calling on Detroit's end.
Yeah.
At some point, you need to abandon the run when it's not going great,
Yeah.
especially when you're down. I understand that that's their identity. It's Sonic and Knuckles.
Of
I
course.
totally get that. Jared Goff has the highest completion percentage in the NFL.
Yes, he does.
He is also top 10 in touchdowns.
No, he's number 1 in touchdowns. He's 14. He's number 1 in touchdowns.
There's your answer. So for it to be that, he threw 23 of 29 this
Right.
game for only 200 yards. That's not – it's a great game on his end.
Yeah.
I want him to throw 35, 40 times in this game,
Yeah.
well, especially when that secondary is giving it to you. Your leading receiver was Jameis Williams, and not even Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
That tells me that they could have opened up the pass game a little
Yeah.
more.
I think one other thing, when Detroit usually wins their games, they start out so hot. Like that first quarter, they'll give you a clean 1 or 2 touchdowns at minimum.
Yep.
Obviously, this game they got a touchdown. It got called back with the Jared Goff
being
little
in motion.
pass.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a weird play call. It was a weird play. You take what you want out of it, but obviously they only left the first quarter with 3 points. So you leave that, now you got to fight back.
I will say as well, this game, I mean, if you looked at the injury report, and I don't want to, because I feel like people are going to be like, oh, you're discrediting the Chiefs. I'm not. I'm calling it how it is.
Yeah.
The Lions secondary was decimated with injuries. 3 of their corners were out.
Right.
That's ridiculous. Obviously, they had Brian Branch playing through injury. They had Kirby Joseph playing through injury, who actually had to come out of the game later on with that knee injury.
It was some stuff, but the Chiefs still got the dub.
They handled their business.
They handled their business, and I think obviously next week you play the Raiders. You get, we're not gonna say just a handoff dub, but you have obviously a better chance than you had against the Lions that you got to win against.
And not for nothing, you can play the Raiders and acclimate Rashid Rice pretty smoothly. I mean, the Raiders
and I don't
aren't
know
a
if you
threat.
saw. They said that it's not going to be just a soft landing going into the game. Like he's going to be hard pushed into the lineup.
And I don't like that.
I told you. It was free four since the beginning of the preseason. I don't know what was going on, but they love 4.
But this almost, we don't know yet because we haven't seen it. Obviously, we'll find out a little more tomorrow.
Right.
Actually, probably not tomorrow because it's the Raiders. It's going to be interesting to see how Patrick acclimates Rashid Rice back into the offense.
I think tomorrow would possibly be the best. Does he come back tomorrow?
He does come back
That's what
tomorrow.
I think tomorrow is going to be his, not the easiest one, but to at least get a feel back for the game.
Oh, absolutely. I'm saying when they play a formidable defense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When they play a formidable defense, when you're lined up against
for sure,
the elite corners of the world, I wonder what it's going to look like. Because we've seen some receivers come back from ACL. Because we forget the ACL injury. Yes, he was suspended. He tore his ACL before that.
He did, but I think that he looked good back. That's what I'm saying. Like they were letting him fully warm up in preseason, like he was about to go play the games, and he. I'm not trying to like gloat him. I'm not gonna like glaze him, but he looked pretty sure that he was going to go out there.
He did look good. If my one concern with the Chiefs' offense moving forward is the run game. I don't think that they have a really scary run game.
We'll get to that. Another game, the last game I want to talk about week 6 before we really get into the good stuff. Bills drop 14-24 to the Falcons, which I was the happiest man on earth. Obviously, I had a good comeback with Bijan or Bijan. I think he changed his name again. Bijan, I think it's now Bijan.
Just call him Bijan, man.
I'm trying to respect him. Bijan, I'm gonna respect him. He let them back, and I not let him back, but he led them to a very, very elite dub. Obviously, versus the Bills.
He did, and I liked what I saw from Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah.
I did. I mean, Drake London had 10 receptions for 148 yards. Way to feed your superstars. But as it relates for Bijan, I think Bijan's the best running back in the NFL right now. I think so. Chill. I think so.
Okay.
I think just sheer speed, elusiveness, his first cut ability is insane.
Yeah.
He's up there. But man, I'll tell you what, this is a brutal loss for the Buffalo Bills, who aren't even first in their division anymore.
I think it's so funny too. Just not even less than 3 weeks ago, we said the Bills. We looked at their schedule. We looked over the full schedule, went through it in and out. Said how many games do they could possibly lose? They said 2. Like it was going to be a 15-2 season for them, and I agreed. It's not like that.
Now
I
they're
agree.
sitting down 2 losses,
And now they're sitting with 2 straight losses to 2 teams that you just wouldn't guess.
and this goes back to the Buffalo. This is going to bite the Buffalo Bills GM in the you know
Easily.
what? Because
Yeah.
I remember early in the preseason, he went on radio saying how people were complaining about the receivers and
Right.
how the receivers were going to show out this
Yeah.
year. The receivers are a problem.
I think that they're a problem. Because it seems like Josh is spreading out the ball. He just needs
needs a 1A.
He needs a 1. Like I know. Give me just a good 1 player. Like Palmer's nice. He's not a 1.
He's not a 1. Keon's not a 1.
He's not a 1.
Shakur's not a 1.
I said 2B.
I mean, yes.
These are not 1s.
You have a receiver room full of wide receiver
Which
twos.
it's been like that for all of Josh's
Yeah,
career,
of course.
except for Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs is the only person who that's one reason I think I commend Josh a little bit, because his wide receiver room is usually always not that good.
But another one is the Bills' defense.
Yeah.
I think the Bills' defense is it was poor that game. I mean, they were letting the throws that Penix was getting off. These were
Right.
20, 30-yard completions, and it almost seemed like when they did start to stop them towards the later half,
Yeah.
then the offense couldn't get going.
Yep.
So it was a really rough performance for the Buffalo Bills. Listen, what a perfect time to go into the bye.
For sure.
I mean,
take every because the weird
Yeah.
thing is obviously the Ravens and the Bills obviously have their buys this week, so both of those teams have so much to figure out right now. Obviously, going into those bye weeks, so we'll let that pass over. Week 6 is gone. Obviously, we're done with that.
can I talk about one more game?
Going ahead.
I think it's kind of important, though.
2 minutes. Give us
Oh,
2
yeah,
minutes.
absolutely. I think it's important. The Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders game did have implications.
Pretty important game.
I thought it was pretty important. A huge win for the Chicago Bears.
Close game too. I mean, what was it? 25
25-24. I mean, to win on the field goal is insane.
Yeah.
But I'll say this. That offense is starting to come together a little bit.
For sure.
And it was a little sketchy in the first
I want
quarter.
apologies for Ben Johnson. Now.
I always said
yes.
Ben Johnson was a good
Now.
head coach.
You did. I mean, a lot of other people, because when we saw that loss, obviously he lost that first one. Then when you go to Detroit and they lost out to Detroit, out of all teams, Detroit, there was some bad things that was said about that man.
And I'll leave it with this. Jaden Daniels had 3 touchdowns. Cool, 211 yards.
Yeah.
I was not impressed with his performance, and I think he's starting to regress. The fumble that he had that basically changed the entire format of the game was brutal. I felt as if when he did rush, he was a little careless with the ball. Yeah. And I think he's becoming a little nonchalant. Listen, 19 for 26, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns. We'll sell our podcast equipment. I wasn't impressed with the performance. As simple as that.
I'm gonna let you stand with that. I'm gonna let you stand alone with that. I think it could possibly be a better performance, but it's not like I wasn't impressed with it. Like
I wasn't impressed. Usually, when we see a second-year quarterback 3 touchdowns, you're like, "Wow."
I think
I wasn't like, "Wow,
game,
3
the
touchdowns."
game's abstract obviously was a little different, so I'm not gonna take it all out on him. It can be better. Like
that's
you
fair.
said. Going into week 7, we got one game to get into before we get into the real spicy stuff, man. We had an Unk Bowl that, honestly, if you call it what you want, obviously, the 2 players in my division.
The Icy Hot Bowl.
One of the best games, if not the best game of the season so far. Stop. Tell me another one.
40-40.
The
Packers.
Unk Bowl
No.
was Tell me right now how many QBs that are in the NFL right now sat back and watched that game and studied. Two QBs really sitting in
Oh,
the pocket.
absolutely. But
You want to talk about two QBs sitting in the pocket? You want to talk about a Browns fan watching Joe Flacco go play the Steelers after he lost to him last week and beat him and run an RPO?
I think, and you know what? This Andrew Barrett needs to be fired. Well, that's a conversation.
We don't have to talk about the Browns.
That's a
please.
conversation for later, but I will say this.
We get a dub tomorrow. My bad.
For Joe Flacco to throw 342 yards and 3 touchdowns, I think it just goes to show that maybe Jake Browning was incompetent because Jamar Chase had 16 receptions for 161 yards and a touchdown.
Joe Flacco.
If the blueprint was laid out, give the ball to Jamar and T. Higgins, who T. Higgins also had a phenomenal game, and just get out of the way. Let's not be cute and try to – I think Jake Browning was trying to be cute and incorporate everybody in the offense. No.
That's nice.
You're not going to be the starting quarterback when Joe comes back under any circumstance. You could have 5 touchdowns, 6, 7 touchdowns in a game. Yeah. When Joe Burrow comes back, you will sit on that bench. So Jake Browning was trying to almost showcase himself when the Bengals are trying to win games here. Get the ball to Jamar Chase. Give the ball to T. Higgins. And finally, wow, we get a Chase Brown sighting. The game that Jamar and T go off, probably because they're more focused on that than anything. This was a full offensive display for the Bengals. They played phenomenal. And it's a bad loss for the Steelers, in my opinion. Yeah. It's a bad loss.
Considering that they were 4-1, that is a bad loss.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that Joe Flacco went to the sideline and looked at Chase and said, Chase Brown, and looked at him and said, "No, you got to do is throw to number 1. All you have to do to keep the starting job, at least for right now, is to throw to number 1. T's there too, but number 1 is he's your main target. He has somehow a Romeo Dobbs helmet on where he's always visible.
Because the others are going to get their touches. But here's my thing. T. Higgins, 6 receptions, 96 yards, touchdown.
Obviously, T had that last go too, where he made a very smart decision of sliding down.
Yeah, I mean, these are 2 Pro Bowl wide receivers, and one of them is a top 2 receiver. Some could argue number 1 in the NFL. I just think now it's interesting. Now Cincinnati could possibly win their next game and possibly be 500 when it's all said and done. I mean, we're looking at the schedule here. They play Benny and the Jets.
They do.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
They play Benny and the Jets,
I hope you know
abysmal.
that they had 2 quarters where they had almost 13 points or more. Obviously, they dropped 17 in a second quarter alone.
Yeah.
I don't know how much is going to happen.
And I do want to see, and as it relates to the Steelers, I want to see the chemistry of DK and Aaron Rodgers develop a little more.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, Pat Fairmouth, 5 receptions, 111 yards.
It's inconsistent.
It's
I think
inconsistent.
when DK has good games with Aaron Rodgers, he has good games.
Absolutely.
I mean, high yards, obviously. So if they get it consistently, it'll be good to see.
Oh, of course. But 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which the interceptions were big.
Yeah.
They were big, and that's what probably lost him the game. I think Aaron needs to cut them out. One of them was a freak interception at that.
For sure.
But the one was just a blatant overthrow. But the Dunk Bowl did not disappoint. It was super fun to watch. I think the Steelers, I think they're still in good shape.
They
4-2. You're all right. Bengals on the up.
They are on the up. And I think it was another week of good Thursday night football. They are on a streak right now. Obviously, we got a game tomorrow morning.
We do have a game tomorrow morning.
And the Jaguars.
And no, I'm not picking the Jags to upset anybody again. I'm going to take my one win of the Jags upsetting the Chiefs, and I'm going to run with that one. I think the Rams are going to win this one.
You had 2 upsets for the Jags.
I did.
You have San Francisco, too, that you called out. You said that the Jags were going to beat San Francisco by 3 points, and they beat them by like 5. Yeah.
Welcome to the GetBack Podcast.
You got 2 in a row.
But no, I think the Rams are going to win this one with no Puka.
And guess what? I fully agree. I think that this is the game we are going to see Kyren Williams and Devontae Adams look like a 1 and a 2. Matthew Stafford, which he gets so much love on this podcast, always because Matthew Stafford is top 16, top 15 of all time. He always knows how to configure out a game. Every single time, no matter who's on the field, no matter what's out there. And you're telling me that he still has a Devontae Adams and a Kyren Williams out there? Good night. Good night.
Here's the problem. Here is the one. If there's a problem, If there is a problem, here's
Yeah,
what it is.
yeah.
For those who don't know, the Los Angeles Rams are arriving in London less than 24 hours before the game.
Okay. Which
That is a big time swing.
yeah.
That is jet lag on top of jet lag on top of let's go out there and play some football.
Right.
If they come out in that first quarter and look a little lackluster, it would not surprise me not one bit. I think it's just odd the way that they did the traveling. But then again, I still think they're going to win. To your point, I think Kyron Williams is going to. I think he's going to have another breakout game. He had obviously a great game against 49ers, but I think he's going to play a great game. Devontae, to your point, is going to look like a number one.
Devontae is, and
give me
they're-
Tutu Atwell.
That's-
Tutu Atwell, I think, is actually going to perform
Very-
pretty well as well.
He always, to me, plays pretty good at his little body. Their defensive line
Pause.
is.
Continue.
Was it a pause? What did I say?
Nothing.
Wait,
Co-
what did I say?
he said
I'm
his
had
li-
to go back. What did I say?
His little body.
His little body?
Chill out.
Oh, chill. Man.
But
Come
anyway,
on, man.
yeah, I think. Listen, even though the Jags are favored in this game,
It's because defense alone. You're
It
saying
is.
that you're taking a Puka away. I'm already number 1 in the league in interceptions. I got 10 in the year.
no Devin Lloyd. You're missing
That's-
your
that's
star
fair.
linebacker though.
That's
So
fair.
I think it just this game has so many interesting factors to it. Definitely, I will definitely be waking up at 9:00 to watch the game.
I will too, because I think it's going to be a battle of defense and a battle of offense also.
And run game.
That's what I'm saying. If the run game can get going for even ETN or Williams, we can see something going on. Obviously, Rams are number 4 in defensive sacks. Jaguars are number 1 in total turnovers. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game regardless.
Absolutely. Another game that I really like that I want to talk about is in the 1:00 slate.
Yeah.
We have the Eagles and the Vikings.
Yep.
In a game that I think is super important for both teams to get
For
a
sure.
win. Not because the Vikings are struggling or anything. I just think
They
to
are
set
not.
yourself apart.
Something has to get going. Is he going to play? Yes or no? When is their QB back?
JJ?
Yeah.
JJ will not play. He
That's
is
the thing, but they're saying that he's healthy enough to play. So when will he be playing?
with a quarterback like JJ who does like to use his legs sometimes. I think you want to preserve that. I think it's kind of like what
You don't think that you get split it up?
no.
Addis-
Absolutely not.
Addison's
Carson Wentz
back?
has been performing phenomenal. He's been great.
It's just
He's
year
been
and a
great.
half of this man just sitting behind people, man.
Carson Wentz has been
Jeez,
great.
Jeez.
So I think, listen, the Eagles' defense, the offense hasn't been performing super great. You have an emotionally charged Carson Wentz who downplayed playing his former team. He downplayed it. He downplayed it. I think he's gonna feed his ball to Jay Jets. You have Jordan Addison. What?
Why did you say it like that, bro?
What? He's gonna feed Jay Jets. He's gonna
No,
feed
you said
Jordan
he gonna
Addison.
feed his ball to Jay Jets. That's exactly what you
All
said.
right,
You
bro.
was no wait. I get caught up.
He's gonna
Like,
feed
come
the
on,
ball.
man.
He's gonna
Come
feed the
on.
ball to Jay Jets.
Come on.
He has Jordan Addison for what is this? The 3rd consecutive week now, I believe.
Yeah.
This offense is only going to get better, regardless of quarterback. They're only
Yeah.
going to get better. They're going to get Aaron Jones back within maybe 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. But I like Jordan Mason anyway. But the big but in this game is Philadelphia Eagles may come together on offense this game. This might
They
be
have
the come
to
together.
come together on offense this game. Like I know we're talking a lot about the Vikings. It's about the Eagles. The Eagles have to do something. If you don't do something right now, and I'm trying to think of how they can lose this game. But even if you let it come close and it doesn't look like a good win, it's over, bro. It's over.
Here's my question, though. Is this going to be more of a Saquon big game, or is this going to be a receivers big game? I have Saquon.
I'm gonna say receivers.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I say since the 1 or 2 games that we've seen their secondary play outstanding for the Vikings, it hasn't been the craziest thing that we've seen. Like I said, we had that one game that made us all look like, hold on, who's really on the secondary out there? But since then, it hasn't been crazy. Get your guys the ball.
No,
It can't be that hard when you have a 1A and a 1B. I hope you know, Devontae Smith can go to another team right now and be a number 1. Do you disagree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with
Okay.
that. I just think I can see your side. I think this is going to be a Saquon 150.
It can go both ways.
150
You have to do
scrimmage
something because
yard
if it's Saquon, that's your identity. Like I said earlier, get it going. Either way,
I
do
think-
something, man.
I think
please.
the little extra rest was much needed for Saquon.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see him with a little faster burst this game.
no problem. Next game, we got two games which start at the same time that I'm pretty excited about. I'm gonna talk about the Colts and the Chargers first because I think that this game has a lot of implications that can happen. If
I
one
agree.
team wins, it's this way. If another team wins, it can go either way. Another big team I think I'm going towards is obviously the Colts. The Colts, they're in such like a strange universe right now.
Territory.
Yeah, I don't know what's
They're
going on.
5-1, but
You go 6-1. What happens if they go 6-1?
then I think they are a lock for the playoffs.
They're a lock, regardless. I think like I know it past the first 2-3 games. I was like, all right, is Daniel Jones doing? It's a lock, regardless. I'm
Okay.
sorry. It's a lock.
You know what? I should have worded that differently. It's a lock for the division. Because if
That's-
we're saying that the
that's-
Rams are going to win
yeah, okay, okay.
tomorrow too, I think it's going to be a lock for the division.
that's fair. I
Listen.
think that Jonathan Taylor has hit his second prime.
I like that.
I really feel like Jonathan Taylor. We look at his numbers in 2021. Look at his yards per carry then, and look at it now.
It's the second
And
prime.
it's somehow, like I think it's like a point better. Either way, it's somehow better than what he did when he was in his prime.
Yeah, he's revitalized himself, and that's great to see.
You're splitting the defense's mind up, regardless. Who do you focus on? Daniel Jones is out there. Downs is doing some stuff. I don't
It's
look like
Pittman.
that, bro.
Pittman Jr.
Pittman's
Pittman
cooking,
Jr.,
obviously.
Tyler Warren.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
And the
his-
offensive line. I mean, hello. I mean, Daniel Jones is finally
Yeah.
sitting behind a top 10 offensive line in the National
Hello.
Football League, and he is here.
hello.
I mean, and Mike, as it relates for Michael Pittman and the receiver core,
Yeah.
I actually think it's similar to the Buffalo Bills, but they do have a 1A in Michael Pittman Jr.
Yeah.
That's the only discrepancy, I
Yeah.
think. In the run game, to your point, Jonathan Taylor hitting that second prime, having a great tight end that your quarterback can fall out to in case he's in trouble. And Daniel Jones is mobile. We've
Yeah.
been known that he was mobile.
And their defense has not
Phenomenal.
disappointed
It's not.
at all one bit. Their defense is putting everything together. It's
They're-
like
Their one slight weakness may be their secondary, just a tad.
Mm.
But even then, I mean,
I feel like
it makes up. They make up for it with everything else
If you're calling that, I don't know. I can't really call it like a
because they have great
That's what I'm
safeties.
saying. I
Their
can't
safeties are
call it
awesome.
like a bad secondary. I think like all around.
Their corners can be suspect at times. There we go. I'll word it like
That's
that.
what I'm
They can be
saying.
suspect at
Suspect is
times.
fine. Suspect is fine. But either way, if they can get a dub, and I know we're not really talking about the Chargers. 'Cause I think the Chargers.
They've been decimated with injuries. They have no wide receivers. They have no running
once
back.
Again, I know as a Browns fan, I talk about our injuries so much. A team that feels it a lot, San Francisco and the Chargers are the most injury-prone teams
And even
to live.
and you know what? We're going to talk about their schedule in just 1 second
Yeah.
here. That Chargers win against the Dolphins didn't even feel like a win. It felt like
29 and
thank God.
27, like yeah,
it felt like a thank
you
God.
passed through. Obviously, you let that last throw to Darren Warren. I thought it was over, bro. I thought it was over with 45 seconds
And
left.
it only gets rough because quickly, like 20 seconds. Let's go over the schedule real quick. Just
Yeah.
say win or loss. Colts,
Loss.
Vikings.
Loss.
They play the
Hence.
Titans. They'll win that. Steelers.
Win.
Ooh, Jaguars.
Win. That's
Exactly.
gonna be a close one.
Exactly.
I can't tell. Actually.
And then later on in their schedule, they play the Eagles, they play the Chiefs again, they play the Cowboys, they play the Texans, and then to close it all out, which is probably going to be an important playoff implication game for your last game of the regular season, you play the Denver Broncos in Denver.
Speaking about Denver Broncos, I don't even want to talk about their schedule. It's over for them. It's over for the Chargers. Let it go. You know, the Denver Broncos, man, they got a big game coming up tomorrow too. Which I think coming into the season, we didn't think about it as that big of a game.
Yeah, I never thought we'd talk about the
we
Broncos.
we didn't think about it as that big of a game, but something just it's something going on with both of these teams. Obviously, the Broncos are coming off of a huge, somewhat huge, somewhat not huge.
No.
13-11 win over the Jets.
Took you a while to think about it. That's what you were doing. You were thinking about
I
it.
had to think about it.
It was
I think
not
I
a good
going
win.
I was going back off of the Eagles win.
It
That
was-
was a good win, and then you guys went to the Jets and it only won 13-11.
You know what? I don't take London games that serious. No, in the sense that like if you still come out with a win, you won. But like we've seen teams drastically underperform when they go overseas, and it's for both teams. You really think that the Jets are going to have negative 15 passing yards again? No. Damn, that sounds really
I ain't
bad.
gonna front.
I mean, the Broncos defense looks phenomenal. We're not going to sugar.
Broncos defense right now. Well, first, the Broncos are on an 8 home game win streak. First of all, they're not going to let a team from the Giants who are 0-3 on the road come into their house and win a game. It's
not on
possible.
the day that Demaryius Thomas gets inducted into the Ring of Fame, and the day that the Super Bowl 50 reunion is there, and all the players are going to be there. Peyton
not
Manning
possible.
in attendance. I don't. See
And
that.
I'm not going to compare. Obviously, they're nowhere near this team at all. The Broncos are on pace to break the 85 Chicago Bears sack record.
They will. And you want to know why? I'm not saying that just because. It's just because what we're counting is sacks now. And that's not a diss to my Broncos. Broncos are great at rushing the QB. You know, like a quarterback runs out of bounds before the line of scrimmage and is touched by a defender, that's a sack.
That is a sack.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That didn't used to be a sack?
No, I mean we weren't counting stuff like that. That was just a negative loss with negative yards, and the quarterback ran out of bounds. But we count stuff as differently now. Now listen, is it still impressive that they have 10 more sacks than any other team in the National Football League?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm not. Nick Bonito's a stud. He does have a tough task with Andrew Thomas this week.
He does. But who was that? I forgot. Because I think Bonito, did he not play good last week?
He had 2.5 sacks.
So he played good.
Played
Who did he
phenomenal.
play against? Who was he like? Lined up?
Jets. The Jets
who was he lined up against?
Oh, I have no.
Was they
Asking
trash?
me about some Jets.
Was
Jets
they trash though? Like, will he
I
get
think
2.5 this week? Yes or no?
No, I don't think he gets 2.5. I think Jonathan Cooper has a big game.
Not
I
a
think
bad
Jonathan
take.
Cooper,
Not a
because
bad
that's the
take.
thing about Nick Bonito. That's a great thing in the NFL. The luxury about having 2 edge rushers that can rush the passer. You never have to worry about somebody being double teamed.
That's fair.
It's like the problem that we see with like Myles Garrett sometimes. Like Myles gets doubled, or like the problem when Aaron Donald when he was in the league, he was getting doubled. It's because like you don't have that second guy. It's like Bryce Young. Bryce Young. Am I saying
Byron
is that
Young?
his- Byron Young. Thank you.
Byron Young is a
Byron
dog.
Young is second in the league in sacks. You want to know why?
'Cause he
Because
got
Jared Verse on the other
He got
side.
Jared Verse dogging him on the other side.
So
man.
it's just stuff like that. The Broncos defense is great though.
Broncos defense is great. What do you think Jackson Dart can put up? Considering that he's playing that defense.
Listen, he can still put up 200 yards. That's not crazy to say.
Jackson Dart averages less yards per
because here's the
throw
problem.
than Russell Wilson, bro. It's
That
nice.
makes
It's good
sense.
energy. Is great energy. And
He's
he's a one and run type of guy, gang.
For
He will
Denver,
look at his first receiver.
the-
If he's not there, he's running the ball.
listen, for Denver, the problem's not the defense. It's the offense. The offense is horrible.
Offense sucks.
Now, their rushing offense at times can come alive. They're
Offense
5th in the league in rushing. You can't say they suck. They're 5th in the league
Their
in rushing.
offense sucks.
Yeah, their
J.K.
pass
Dobbins
offense.
is saving you guys right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally agree with that. I think also too the offensive play calling has just been horrible as of recently for that offense. So I think if they can become a little less conservative and they need to let Bo off the chain. Man.
Don't you just let Bo throw the ball?
Yeah, they need to let Bo off the chain.
Let Bo throw the ball. Get him out of the boot. Put him in a shotgun. Let him
Toss
the
it.
ball.
Let him toss it.
Let him throw the
Probably
ball.
because they don't have enough receivers, and it's time to trade for Jalen Waddle.
Or Olave.
I don't want Olave.
I would actually want Olave over
Waddle?
Jalen Waddle.
No, that is
Is that Waddle?
sell your podcast.
Is that
equipment.
Ohio State
He
football
wants
talk?
Chris
Is that
Olave.
Ohio State football talk?
7 concussions deep. He wants Chris Olave
He's playing-
over
he's playing on
Jalen
the
Waddle.
Saints, man. He's playing on the Saints.
here's
I can
another
guarantee
thing.
if he's playing besides Mims and obviously Sutton, he's not getting
7 concussions deep, bro.
Man, look it up real quick and see if people would take Olave or Waddle.
Waddle just statistically is better. He's a
I
speed
have Waddle
smell.
on my team too, so I don't know why I'm talking
Yeah,
like
that's
this. But I
crazy
just
for
think
you to
Ohio
say.
State. I've seen Olave do some crazy things. Missed concussions.
Wild.
That's wild. All right,
It
man,
is.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. I got one more game.
I have
Honestly,
two more
I got
games I
two.
wanted
say
to get
really two
into.
more games. You want to wait for the big one on Monday? You want to talk about something before that?
No, I wanted to talk about the 2 games on Monday. The 2
Okay,
games.
okay.
Like that's what I was ready to talk about.
Talk about the one at 10 first. Then going ahead with the 10 first game.
That's only fair. The Houston Texans and the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be a big game.
Big game.
If Seattle wins this game, I think they're contender. I think we're deep enough now. Weeks in.
They are a contender. The Seattle Seahawks got 7 sacks last week.
Yeah.
They got 7 sacks against a team that only allowed 6 in 5 other weeks prior to that. They
Now-
got 7 sacks.
Now we'll say this: Texans win. We now have to reinsert the Houston
you do.
Texans in the AFC race.
And you want to know what? I give this all to the game that they played the Ravens. They played the doo-doo Ravens. They beat their backs out, and now they're back. It's as simple as that. I didn't mean
I
to
know.
say that, but it's like it's as simple as that, bro.
No, I
Like,
totally get
if that game was a regular game in Lamar and the Baltimore, or whatever, it would have been wraps for the Houston Texans, and now they're back.
I wouldn't say that fully, because to your point, they played the doo-doo Ravens, and then they
If
played
they
the
can get a dub
Titans.
right here, dude.
This would be a big
If
win.
they-
That's
come
why it's
on.
important. That's why this would be an important game, because a win over the Seahawks, who have a
Leave Seattle.
phenomenal defense.
Seattle has a phenomenal defense, and I feel like if they leave out this game 4-3, it won't represent how good their team really is. Their record would be worse than their team really truly is. Because
Yeah.
Seattle was right now they should probably have the same record
Mm-hmm.
as Tampa Bay, the Colts. Everybody else is playing pretty good right now.
But like I said, for Houston to win this game and then implement themselves at 3-3,
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
That is huge because, like I said, we said that the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to lose this week. Assuming that they lose this week, they're only a game back because of a bye.
Right. Yeah.
They're only 1 game back. So it's this is a super critical game for the Texans. I think really once we get into we're in week 7 right now.
Right.
Week 7 through 9, that's when you separate yourself and screw yourself.
Very true.
Because it's almost like a team that's like the Indianapolis that we look that's 5-1, and a Chargers team that's 4-2. When we look at a game like that, one team could be 4-3, and then the other one can be 6-1.
Exactly.
It's such a
Exactly.
big flip, especially in an AFC race that we were gassing up this
Right.
entire year. We all know that the AFC is in my opinion, the AFC in the NFL is the Western Conference of the NBA.
Yeah.
It's just drastically better. If we were to go band for band, AFC versus NFC, AFC comes out on top 9 times out of 10.
9 times.
It's just
out of
it's just
10
my
times
opinion.
out of 10.
Maybe more recently it's become a little more competitive with teams like Detroit. I guess Philly won the Super Bowl last year. Sure,
And
whatever.
we taking the Ravens out this year.
And
it
the
could be a
Ravens
race,
get Lamar
but
back, so we're not going to sit here and act like they can't
No.
go on a run either. And you know
They
what? And that's
need
my
to.
other hot take, and that I'll drop
after
before
the
we.
bye week.
They'll go on a run. I refuse to believe that the Ravens are just going to turn their backs and just start losing games. That's ridiculous. That's
So
ridiculous. to say.
Lamar comes back and he plays at an MVP level.
I do. I'm trying to look at the schedule. I can't even find them right now. I don't know why.
The Ravens.
Yeah, I can't even
See.
find the Ravens right. Like they're not even putting the Ravens on the ticker right now.
Dang, you think they suck that bad? Game? They don't suck that bad. Let's find the Ravens.
They don't
Hold
even want to give them any games. I think that's quite.
Gang.
quite
Oh, this
crazy.
their bye week, gang. It's their
It is
bye
their
week.
no, it is their bye week. But here we look at the schedule. Bears win. Sorry, they win. Yeah, Lamar's first game
If
back.
they don't come back good, the
Wh-
Bears could take out the Ravens.
Ravens. Oh yeah, this
If
secondary
they
is
don't,
so
if
bad.
they don't come back good,
Let's
and their
assume Lamar's
defense
coming back.
plays just as bad as they did the first 3 weeks.
Let's assume Lamar comes back regular, right? Bears win. Dolphins win. Vikings. Browns. No disrespect. Ravens win. Like it's just because the Browns offense is not there. Jets, really? Bengals. I don't know.
Maybe, but
Ravens. Sorry,
Ravens.
Ravens. Steelers.
So you're saying either way, you're just saying it's a chance.
it's a chance,
seeing their
but towards
schedule
the
now,
back
it is
end,
a
but
chance.
towards the back end, it gets rough. Patriots, Packers, Steelers to end it off. Then it gets a little rough.
That's not like super rough.
Defensive wise, it is. It is because that's a bad matchup. Baltimore has a great offense.
Yeah.
Their
defense is terrible, bro.
horrible,
It's
man.
terrible, man.
So if you're gonna play against a team, with okay offenses, it doesn't matter. You know they're gonna put up points.
I think their offense line is not as good either. Their offense line is not as good, and you're that's good defense lines that you just read off. So
I also think offensive line is predicated off winning too. I've noticed that recently.
The offensive line, you know how important an A gap and a B gap is. A gap is important either way. The B gap with your guard, center, and guard on the other side is the most important thing to an offense.
Absolutely.
Possibly.
The way you establish the run game.
It depends. It depends on how your team is set up.
Especially with a team like the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. With the Ravens, Derrick Henry in your back and Lamar. Yes.
And that's another thing why I think they'll make a run. I don't even know how we got into the conversation about the Ravens.
I don't know, but
well.
I'm glad because we needed to just give them out a little call because we were talking about Houston and I had to
yes we were talking about this is the most important time of football right now. It's the most important. You need you need to string together a run
with every single team right now. Though I feel like I can't rank teams. I can rank possibly 3 teams. I'm putting right now. Who's your number 1 team in the league right now? I'm going with the MVP.
I'm going with the Colts.
I'm going with Baker Mayfield. As injured as they are, to
okay,
still
like
be
that
dubs.
Like that. Okay, then Tampa Bay healthy.
We're
talking fully healthy.
I'm talking about rank. Like who's your ranked team when they're healthy? They're out there.
I think Lions are still up there, even though they lost.
Lions, because that's the thing about which such a good going into the next game. Obviously, we got Bucs and the Lions. That's the team. The Bucs are number 1 right now, like ranking by the NFL. They're number 1 right now. The Lions are ranked number 1 last week. Obviously, they took a loss. They're going to play the Bucs at their house. The Lions average 37 points at home. They don't really lose home games. They're 9-2 in the past 2 to 3 years at home games.
That's very true. I think this is such an even game than people think now, though, because the injuries to the Lions secondary, on top of the injuries to the Buccaneers wide receiver core,
but Mike could possibly be coming back. We don't know how that's going to look against Detroit, but
do you want me to be honest? They won't play.
You can put them on snap restrictions. Yes, you can.
They won't, and I wouldn't, because last year he had the same lingering hamstring.
You're telling me that some of your secondaries out, and you have a suspension to Blanche.
Yeah. So you don't play Mike. You play the even ball. Why would you risk Mike Evans, who had hamstring injuries last year, mind you, those hamstring.
What else are you going to really? What are you dependent on? Shepard and Palmer now?
Tez. They don't have Palmer anymore. It's fine.
Not Palmer, but who? No. Tez, Shepard, and who else?
Cam Johnson.
I guess Godwin.
Yeah. No, Godwin's out too.
So what? So
yeah,
and then obviously Bucky's out. So you got White.
Rashid White's a dog.
He's a dog, but is he putting up Bucky Irving numbers against Detroit?
Yeah, I think he could.
Against Detroit? Bucky do both.
You must have forgot what that Kansas City offense.
Eckler 2023 yards, and bro, he gets the passing and the rushing.
Detroit's very banged up.
Bucky Irving be moving like Austin Eckler, Chargers days, man.
Detroit is super banged up on that secondary.
That's fair.
I think Sterling Shepard could have.
You wouldn't. I don't know.
Yes, I wouldn't for that exact reason.
Snap restrictions. I can put him in snap restrictions. Yes, I can.
But I'm not. Why would you? Mind you. Mike had that hamstring injury last year, like later on in the season, and he made it to the playoffs, but it was later on in the season. It's fair. Week 7, and he's having hamstring injuries already.
That's fair. Okay. I feel like we got into this game a little hot.
You got Amike, who might not play.
He's gonna be out too.
But I'm saying, I would honestly hold Mike out for the next 2 weeks. If you're winning, if you're
5-1, you got an MVP right now.
Exactly.
You want to just keep winning games.
Exactly. You're 5-1.
That's the whole game.
You got the sauce right now.
This is all momentum.
You got the sauce. Gang, no need to injure your guy even more.
You're
gonna get Bucky back.
Listen.
You'll get Bucky back.
Listen. You beat the Lions at their house right now, gang. It's I don't know.
And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If the Buccaneers beat the Lions in their house, you know what? I'm not playing Mike Evans the next week either against the Saints.
If they won this game, obviously, I wouldn't play them against the Saints.
I'm not playing them against the Saints. We don't need them. We don't need you, dog.
But the Bucs have trailed in 5 of their 6 games in the fourth quarter. The last game was the first game. Even the lineman said this is the first game that we haven't had to come back and win.
Because hear me out. And this is all for the Bucs.
Yeah.
Let's say they rest Mike Evans this week, right? And they win. They come out with a win. They play the Saints and you know what, Mike, sit out. You're good. They have a bye the week after that.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is now 110%.
You would hope so that
Off of the
every
ham.
receiver is 110% at that point.
And now you come in and play the Patriots, a good, formidable defense. Okay, defense. Let's not hype them up. And then you could possibly be sitting at 8-1, 9-1. I mean, come on.
You can, but guess
Come
what?
on. And everybody's healthy.
That's the thing. They're not winning this game. The Lions, we said it earlier.
Wow.
Jared Goff is number 1 in passing touchdowns with 14. His passer rating is 120.76 this year, man. It's something that I don't think we've seen from Jared Goff so far yet. I would think so. Their offense, after coming off of the ugliest win, obviously, we've seen this season, except if you want to call their first blunder game from the Packers a bad loss.
Yeah.
I don't really count it as a bad loss.
Fair.
This is their first bad loss of the season where you had to come back. You're going home. You don't, like I said, you don't lose at home. You're 9-2 out of your last 11 games at home. You
Yep.
don't lose at home at all.
Yep.
You got to come back and do something. You have to. I think we will see a Sonic and Knuckles attend out. But like you said a little earlier, J-Mo will no longer be the number 1 receiver this game. It is back to our
Monroe.
Easily. It's over. It's over. Bucs had a good run. They're going to fall to 5-2, which is still a good record.
It's still a very good record.
Nothing wrong with that. It's over.
I can see that. I will say this.
Totally.
I want to talk about 2 games in Week 8 before we close out
I
the podcast.
appreciate
I think
that.
it's only fair.
Me
I
too.
want to talk about the Thursday night game. I feel like we have to talk about Thursday night games just simply because of the fact that we've been blessed. We've been blessed with Thursday night games every single Thursday.
We have been blessed for sure.
When you wake up, when you go to sleep and put your head on the pillow at night on Wednesday, and you're
Just-
like, man, I miss football so much. No need to fear because Thursday night football has delivered.
Thursday night has delivered.
And
I
boy,
mean,
the
delivered.
Vikings and Chargers, I don't think will disappoint either.
Another one.
Another banger.
one. Another one.
Amazon's simply putting up bangers right now.
And you want to know what the commentary and it's
I love Al Michaels and Kurt
Bro.
Benefield.
You don't like them?
I love them.
Oh, I'm about to say the
They're
commentary
top.
with
Better
Fitzmagic.
Better than hearing
Richard
Chris
Sherman?
Collinsworth to just
Gang.
glaze
I ain't
Mahomes
gonna
when he's
front.
not even playing.
Like after the game, they'll have the players come up, and it's always like on
Yep.
some like underdog. That it's like that's the thing. The one thing the Thursday night games, the underdogs are pulling out dubs, bro.
They are.
That's why it's so special right
They
now.
are. And I think that the Vikings Chargers game, I don't think there's an
There
underdog
is
here.
no underdog.
I think it's just a
That's
great
the good
game.
thing. That's the good.
It's
thing.
just a great
Let 'em
game.
ball.
I think obviously the expectation is that J.J. McCarthy will be the starting quarterback for the
Right.
Minnesota Vikings, which is, I don't want to say interesting because obviously this is the correct decision. But
It is. But
they've
you wanna
been
know what?
winning with
I
Carson
can't-
Wentz.
They have, but you wanna know what? I feel like I gave the Chargers too much grace in the beginning of the season. We were
Wow.
talking about Jackson Dart when he had his debut against the Chargers when the Chargers were 3-0. And I said, out of all games, because we both were big fans of Jackson Dart. It was nothing like bad talk. Out of all games, that was the game that you chose to start your rookie on a 3-0 Chargers defense. Since then, I will let every rookie QB go ahead and get their start right now. Because at this point, their defense doesn't look like anything that I haven't seen before. They keep on doing this. And like you said a little bit earlier,
You talking about the
injuries-
Chargers
the
defense?
Chargers, their injuries has plundered them.
Yep.
Either way.
I agree.
Either way.
I agree. I still think their defense is still, it's not bottom tier.
No, it's
It's middle of the
compatible.
pack.
It's
It's middle of the
compatible,
pack.
But it's nothing that we thought in the first 3 weeks of football.
That's very true. But I will say, you know what we also didn't think about the Chargers? We didn't think that Quentin Johnston was going to be basically a Pro Bowl wide receiver at
We
this
didn't.
point.
We
And he
didn't.
is.
But you just lost Hampton too. So I mean, it's some things that's going on with the Chargers. It's some
Kamani
things-
Vidal.
Stop.
That's
picked,
their-
somebody picked. I forgot who picked him up in fantasy too, and they got nothing. They're going to get nothing. They're going to get nothing.
Don't
out
talk
of
to me
that,
about
bro.
that right now.
They're
bro.
going to get nothing out of that, man. I hope you know.
But crazy thing
I'm
is,
sorry.
the crazy thing is, it's a big game for both teams. I think
Yeah.
it's crazy that we're saying it's a big game for both teams in almost every game that we're talking about. But it's
'Cause
simply
this is
because
a good
we're.
week of football.
It
I'm
is.
sorry.
But it's simply because, like I said, week 7 through like 10,
It is. And also
it's
this year,
separate yourself.
I feel like that's true. That's true. But you still at least know who's good or not. We only know like 2-3 teams is good. Everybody else, we don't know. Gang.
Yes.
This is, and
I mean,
feel like
you
th-
still in the beginning of the podcast were like, the Colts. are
Yeah.
5-1.
It's like, gang, you
Exactly.
don't
It's
know,
weird.
man. You don't know.
It's weird.
And honestly, I feel like there's some teams right now that are 3-3, 4-3, and they're okay with their schedule. Like they're okay with their record right now.
Exactly.
Like they're like, okay,
Like,
I,
oh my
I
God,
could do this.
the-
I could do this.
The Texans would be blessed to go 3-3.
Last, hey, man, you give me
They'd
that
be-
dub right
yeah.
there.
Thank you. I'll
The
take-
Bengals feel blessed right now. The
Bengals feel like they're
going
going to contend for a
The
playoff
Bengals are
spot
sitting
right now.
second in their division after one dub. That's what I'm saying right now.
That-
Everything is just teetering right now. So we have a good stand on football. I gotta say, we definitely got a good stand on football.
Now I will say, what's your prediction for that game?
for the Chargers in Minnesota,
Yes.
I'm going to take Minnesota. I'm going to take Minnesota with Carson. With
it's
Carson
JJ.
Wentz being benched. Oh, well, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So with JJ starting, I'm going to take Minnesota. If somehow Carson Wentz does play, I'm taking the Chargers.
Really?
Yeah.
With how well Carson's been playing, that's crazy for you to say. I have the Vikings regardless. Give me the
That's
Vikings
fair.
regardless. I
That's
just
fair.
think, to your
That's
point, the injuries with the Chargers, Vikings are starting to come along chemistry-wise. I just like the Vikings.
Nothing wrong with that.
One more game I did want to talk about, and it is an important game for both teams. It's the Green Bay Packers
Yeah.
and the Pittsburgh
And
Steelers.
that's
in
our
primetime
Sunday night
Sunday
game.
night.
That's our Sunday night game right there.
That's a
Prime
beautiful
time.
Sunday night game.
Yeah, it is.
Aaron Rodgers
Gives
comes home.
you some reminiscent of 2008 over there. I guess it's gonna be a good game. It will
This is
be
his
a
Brett.
good game.
This is his Minnesota Viking Brett Favre moment to come back home.
This should be a good game. Obviously,
Or no, I'm sorry, not come back home. It's a
They're-
it's
they're-
a
they're-
game for the
they're
Pittsburgh
good.
Steelers.
Yeah.
But just to play his former team.
You see the colors, man. It's gonna. He's engraved into it, man. He's
Yeah,
engraved
come on now.
into it, man.
He's gonna have a little more juice, and I think it's a huge game for Pittsburgh.
That is.
Pittsburgh can, like I said, just separate themselves. Even if the Ravens start coming back,
Yeah.
like I said, if the Ravens start together, string some wins, it won't matter because Pittsburgh has established this 3, 4, 5 game lead. To now, it almost makes it impossible for the
Right.
Ravens to win the division.
Right.
That's what you have to do. In these week 7, week 10 games, you need to establish yourself and make it so hard for your division rival
Right.
to kind of push back to where if you take a loss, it's like, it's all right, we're 2 games up anyway.
Either way, depending on their division right now, seeing where they're sitting at with the Ravens and the
They're gonna
Browns,
win the
just-
division.
huh?
They're gonna win. I think the
Yeah,
Steelers
I
win
would
the
hope
division.
so. I mean, damn, I would hope so, right?
Yeah, like
I would
even
hope
even
so.
with the loss, we're
that's
saying
that's
that.
what we're saying. So you got saving grace right now. You definitely have
Absolutely.
saving grace. That's what
Absolutely.
we can say.
As for the Packers, man, I think they beat the Bengals.
I-
not
The
anything
Packers,
crazy.
I got some because I know we're this is our wrap up, guys. I hope you know this. Packers, I got some questions. I think that the Packers. Let me actually ask you this first. If Micah Parsons stayed on the Cowboys, would they still be one of the last, or I won't say the last defense, would they still be one of the worst defenses in the league right now?
Probably passing wise.
Which is most of why they are sitting 32
But I
in
think
the
their
league
run
right
defense would be a little better actually, even though they have Kenny Clark. Which is a
now. I'd
run
say their
stopper.
run defense isn't their problem right now. Their run defense isn't a problem. Like as bad, their whole defense as a
So
whole
their run
is
defense
bad.
is horrible.
That's why the run defense is bad.
Guess who's
That's
guess,
the whole
guess
defense as
who's
a
the play
whole.
caller? Yo, you don't know? Matt Eberflus, bro.
So okay,
That's
so
their
I'm going to,
DC.
ask right now. Do you think that if they kept Micah, that this would have really been different?
No, you want to know why? I think Matt Eberflus probably would have screwed over Micah Parsons and made him do
So the
stupid
whole,
shit.
So the whole thing would have been screwed. Either way.
Yeah, I think you need to fire Matt Eberflus. I think he sucks. I always thought he sucked. He's horrible. He's a bad. Because you know what? Brian Schottenheimer's actually been calling masterclass offenses.
Yeah.
That defense is so bad, bro.
They sit dead last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna know why?
Everybody knows.
Because Rico Dowdle ran all over them and should be the
And,
starter.
Hey man,
I'm closing this. I'm gonna close my laptop so I can say this.
Rico talked before the game.
This is my one talking point right here. I'm not saying this because I have him in fantasy, whatever. Because I picked him up like 2 weeks ago.
Are you sending a message to somebody? Do I need to?
No.
Do I need to leave the?
This was 2 weeks ago. I picked him up, which
I feel
it's
like
ironic
I feel
that I
like
picked him up 2 weeks ago.
So let me scoot over here. I'm sorry, bro. Go ahead.
Chuba Hubbard has a calf injury. He's a Pro Bowl running back. Don't get it
We're
twisted.
not doing this. We're not doing this. We talked about this. Don't you say it, bro. They're splitting carries, bro. Stop.
Rico should be the starting running back this week at least.
Hubbard, who's earned his spot as a starter, gets hurt. A dude
Should
comes
have
in.
a snap count.
A dude.
He should have a snap count.
But they're splitting
He
carries.
should have a snap count.
Wrap it up, bro. Because they're going
He
to
should have it.
regardless.
And I get
You're saying you want to know the
what
top,
15-15 even?
top 5
What?
running backs.
Okay, so
top
stop.
5 running backs in fantasy was what?
They
It was
run.
what?
They run.
It was Hubbard, Chase Brown, Bijan,
Answer me this.
Saquon.
Just answer me
and-
this. Just
Who?
answer me this.
Who?
So are you splitting it 15-15? So
I can do
if
that.
they run
I
the
would
ball
do
30
that.
times,
Yeah.
is it 15-15?
Yep. You have
So
to.
because Chuba's not coming off of a calf injury, which we know can be catastrophic to players, you're not putting him on a
Rico,
snap count?
listen. I hope you know this because I hope you know when a player has 2 to 3 good games and they go for the 230, 250.
Twice. Not once,
Guess
twice.
what?
Okay.
Guess what?
You're so weird. Welcome back
So
to Get Back.
basically you're saying, hey LeBron, we got Ben Simmons, we're good, man. Hey LeBron, hey.
Welcome back to the Get Back Podcast. I'm your host, Damian Dusten.
Ayden Jones, thank you so much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Peace.